Hello, Internet. I'm going to tell you more or less a little bit about where my life is at right now. It's not in a very good place, and I am trying to improve it. Sadly, at the moment, I'm unemployed, and I'm living with my father. I do have my driver's permit, and I have a car, but last time I went to go and try to get my license, I failed the test. So, I renewed my permit, and, my dad was like, if you renew your permit, I'll take you out driving every single weekend. The first weekend after I get my permit, he takes off for the entire fucking weekend. Like, gee, thanks. That's really gonna help me. Right, because I wanted to get my license before I went looking for a job. Because it makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Get your license, that way you can drive around pretty much every day putting in job applications. But no, they didn't have the foresight to, they don't think. My dad and his fiancée especially. They don't think. Right? They didn't think that having a license first would be a huge advantage to helping me find a job. So instead, I have to rely on them to take me out job searching. Now, I've searched around online. I've applied a couple different places that on the internet said we're hiring. But for whatever reason, those places I applied to, they didn't. I got a few interviews, but they didn't respond back. Maybe I'm a little too shy in front of a stranger. And if you're working in retail, you can't really be shy. Okay, fair enough. But I did try. And so I have to rely on my dad or his fiancée to take me out driving. Now my dad works from 2 or 3 in the morning until 5 o'clock at night. So I can't really rely on him to take me out looking for jobs. So I had to rely on his fiancée, who oftentimes sleeps in till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then she bitches when I sleep in on a few days. Yeah. But anyways, I've been job searching with her a couple different times, and today, for whatever reason, when I went job searching, right, I was still pretty tired because I didn't get a lot of sleep. So when I went out, I went Saturday, they didn't have any job applications at this place I applied to, so they said come back in a couple of days. So I did. And at that one place, which is just a gas station, where I would probably only get part-time work anyways, if anything at all, I basically said I don't want to work weekends. Maybe in hindsight, that wasn't such a good idea, but I was tired and cranky. So I just said no weekends. She got mad at me for that. And pretty much since the day she moved in here, she's been trying to control every little action that I do. Every little thing, micromanaging every little thing. If I'm making spaghetti for myself, she'll get mad at the way that I'm cooking it. Like, wow, really? So, I basically just said, don't tell me what to do. Just like that. And that needed to be said, because holy shit was she trying to be way too over-controlling. Way too fucking much. Yeah, don't tell me what to do. I'm not fucking 12 years old and you're not my mom. I'm not gonna fucking obey every little order you give me. You're not entitled to sit there and control me like that. I barely even know you. Right? And then I said, it's my choice to make. And then I didn't feel like listening to her monologue, her one-way conversation, so I put my headphones on for the rest of the ride home. And as soon as I got home, I hopped on my bike and put in an application for another 2 places here in town. One that's hiring and another place that might hire somebody with my experience, right? A dishwasher. Because it's a bar and restaurant. Makes sense to apply there. And then next thing I know, my dad's texting me, My fiance moved out because of you. Like, well, what the fuck did I do? Tell her to not be controlling? And make a mistake on one application to a gas station that didn't even seem interested in hiring anybody to begin with? Really? You getting mad about that? Wow. And it's just fucking crazy today. Right? I put in applications in that same town to various different factories and other companies, tile and draining companies, whatever. And in all of those, I pretty much, said no preference for whatever. They didn't really have an option for that, but yeah. When I went to the bar to apply, I said no preference for the days that I work, mostly because it's here in town. But because it was one gas station that I said no weekends, and because I told her to stop being such a controlling twat, she got pissed and left. She got pissed and moved out. And now everybody's probably going to be mad at me. And there's probably going to be a bunch of gossip going around behind my back because these people love their gossip. It's like the lowest form of communication, yet that's all they fucking do. I'm not gossiping, I'm preaching to an audience. There's a difference. They can actually see what I have to say. I can't hear what they're gossiping about. So I'm better. Anyhow, that's my rant, right? It's been a few months since I've renewed my permit, and not once have I gone out driving. Because either he wants to disappear on the weekend, or he's too busy, or just wants to lay in his chair all day. Now, I get it. He works a full-time job. He's perfectly entitled to relax on his free time. I'm not sitting there hounding on him for that. I get it. But at the same time, if you're wanting to help me out, you should at least offer to take me driving, at least on a Saturday or a Sunday, instead of disappearing on the weekend or just sitting there in front of the TV. And I hate relying on these people. I really do. I want to get a job and I want to get out. You think, I don't want to live here, right? I hate the fact that he only buys junk food. I hate the fact that there's only a certain time limit during the day that I can actually be somewhat loud. Otherwise I have to have headphones on if I'm doing anything. I hate the fact that if I use a towel draped over a stove handle to clean up the stove, he'll get mad at me because it's for drying hands, it's not for cleaning stuff. Yeah, I really don't like living here. I fucking hate it, to be honest with you. He's an old anal guy that gets mad about trivial shit. That's what old people do. And I can't stand it. But for whatever reason, every place I apply to, either they don't call me back, or when I call them, they give me vague non-answers to my questions about it. And yet everybody's blaming me. But I'm trying. Even with their shitty little restrictions that they're putting on me. No, don't get your license first. Get a job first. That makes no sense, but okay. I'll do it your way. Yeah. This has been a rant. Mostly an emotional rant. Well, sort of emotional. Just trying to fucking vent my frustrations at all of this. And it's really annoying. This summer I had a job. It was just a dishwashing job, but hey, it was a job. And pretty much the moment my dad's fiance moved in, she was basically bitching at me. Like, what have you done since I moved in here? You know? And I'm not talking about doing dishes over a stove. Well, let's see you do that kind of job for 5 minutes. You wouldn't fucking last. You couldn't stand it. You'd be fucking sitting in a chair after 5 or 10 minutes of that shit. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. Oh, well, I have a real disability. I got nerve problems. Sure, okay, fine. But you aren't the only one with physical problems. Stop acting like it. Be aware of others' other than just yourself. Be aware of those around you. But you don't seem to. It's all about you, isn't it? That's all it's about, it seems. No foresight, no real thinking anything through, and just being a selfish prick. Yeah, I don't want to live here. You're an annoying and miserable twat. Sort of both of you, oftentimes. But it's not my fault that I have to stay here for the time being. So you can sit there and gossip to all your friends, show this video around if you see it, sit there bitch at me, sending me negative comments. I don't give a shit. My memory of events and my perception of them are spot on. Yours? Not so much. For you, it seems like there's nothing up here. That's why the only thing you can do is gossip and complain. And watch Lifetime. Well, this has been my rant.